I'm here, guys, with Chris Rakestraw. Rakestraw. Doesn't matter. So I walk into this room. He's playing with. I thought he was playing video games. There's a lot of computers here.
Yeah, take a look. Not exactly video games, but close.
It looks like video games. I don't know.
Sure.
My son would tell better. Yeah. So Rick, please tell me, what do you do here?
My job is playback, and I have a bunch of computers so I can program the show. I program where all the guitar patch changes are. I program all the music that we rehearse to, and all the click tracks, everything.
But tell me that in different ways.
Okay.
It's too complicated for me.
Got it.
You can't look at me because the camera's always.
I can look at you?
The camera's not here.
Okay.
The camera's not here.
Got it. So.
Because I'm really interested in
Okay. Got it. Okay. So the whole Megadeth show runs on a timeline because it has to match the lights and the video and stuff. You can't just play off tempo and have videos that hit cues.
Oh, you mean the videos like in the background?
Yeah.
These videos?
Yeah, so the videos will hit like in Sweating Bullets, ba-dum-dum, there's pictures that pop. So the whole show runs on a timeline, or each song does. So the band plays to a click track.
The whole show?
Mm-hmm.
When you walk in, when he walks off, it's like...
Yeah, and that's why I have to be here, because I'm running playback, so Dave will say, hey, this song's called She-Wolf, and I have to hit a button that starts all the lights and video.
Who does that?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I hit the button there.
Ah.
So that's why I have to be paying attention to Dave and what's happening at the show. And what I'm doing right now is all the guitar patches, like when Dave goes from a rhythm to a lead tone, because we're on a click track and it matches the video and everything, it's programmed in the computer. So as the timeline plays here, all of a sudden we get to the chorus and it swaps to a rhythm boost. It gets to Dave's solo, boom, swaps
it's like
tone.
video game.
Yeah, well, you know, automating.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to automate all that.
And you have to match the timeline with everything.
Exactly. So I have a little sample of the show music here that I listen to, and I just go through and program everything, and then I take it out front to the show laptops. But it's easier to program backstage than it is with all the noise out there.
I bet. Yeah.
So, and then I have a map over here of, let's see, like Kiko's main rhythm. I have to input this data. If Kiko wants to go to the lead, I put in this data, and then I make notes on any other MIDI information that I need. It's pretty time consuming, but when you're done with it, you're done with it for good. And then at rehearsal, we'll test one of my newly programmed songs and make any adjustments if anything's wrong, because we prefer to catch it before they go play live.
It's really fun, right? But what if there is no guy like you on the show? Like let's say a few years ago, how the show would run.
Oh,
any idea?
When I got introduced to these guys, they had a digital, basically a digital tape recorder that was just a click track that they would hit play on, and so the band would at least have a click track to play along to.
Okay.
And then the guitar techs would have to watch the show and change. They have a little box, that switches rhythm, lead, clean. So they would have to be watching the whole entire time.
Oh, you mean like the pedals and every stuff like that?
Yeah, so guitar techs would have to run all the pedals live and the amp switches and all that, in addition to tuning the guitars. And
oh, that's what you do too? You change those? The guitar, like the pedals?
That's what I'm programming here. All of this programs
the mutes, because the solos, oh my god, that's not easy.
No.
That's not easy at all.
What's up, Kiko? Just telling Reggie what we do here.
I thought it would be much easier. I thought we could take a job like this, but I think it's going to take a few.
It'll take a day or two on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, man, you just YouTube tutorials. I mean, that's all I do anyway. I come up on a problem, I just Google it.
Of course.
I did that today for this broken laptop, so.
That's pretty cool. And how long have you been with Dave?
I met Dave.
I met you a long time ago, so maybe like 5 years ago?
Yeah, 14 or 15, I think.
14, 15 years?
I think I met him in 2014, the end of it.
And 14 was right in Nashville.
Yeah.
So you live in Nashville.
Right, he moved to Nashville, and I moved to Nashville, and he was the first person I met. I didn't know anyone else in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, in the business.
Anyone. I didn't know anyone because I was moving there, and I got a phone call to be introduced to Dave, and we were like both. You know how like two kids, like the new kids at school, end up being buddies because they don't know anyone else.
Know each other.
That's kind of what happened, and then we did Dystopia, and then the latest records. So.
That's nice.
But this is going on. I'll show you that I have. Megadeth has about 50 songs in their repertoire.
50?
50 or 60. So I have to program about 50 or 60 songs like this, and this is my.
Oh, but you just program when Dave tells like the playlist for the night?
No, I try and stay way ahead of that, so that when he says, "Oh, add this song," I want to be like, "It's already done, no problem." So I have to keep track of everything. So I keep track of what I've programmed, what I've put on the live breaks, and what I've approved for the guitar checks.
So if tonight he comes and says, "Hey, let's play this song right here that I've never played before," I mean, we haven't played in a while, so you already have.
Yes,
done.
That's my goal. Yes, and I'm slowly working through the work log here. You can see it's kind of.
But what if you don't have it? Can you make like in one day?
That happened the other day. So they gave me a set list that had a song I hadn't programmed on it the other day. So I programmed it immediately, imported it into the show, listened to it with the show music, and then gave it a thumbs up, and they played it that night. So it's feasible to do. It's a little bit of a risk. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was definitely a risk to be like, I just programmed this, hope it works. But usually I get it right now that I know what I'm doing. So.
Nice.
But it's the best they've sounded also because the new way that we're programming everything, there's no dropout in between patch changes, which that used to be an issue with the old. You know how we're using those amp simulators, the Neural DSP. You know,
Let's pretend I know what it is.
Okay, so instead of using like a real Marshall amplifier, they use an amp simulator called the Neural Quad Cortex. It's basically got an imaginary JCM 800 or imaginary diesel amp or imaginary any kind of amp you can think of. And but with a normal amp, if you go from the lead channel to the rhythm channel, there's no gap in sound. But sometimes with digital devices, if you go from patch 1 to patch 2, you get a dropout because the computer has to reload a new amplifier. So we figured out a way to reprogram the entire show where we don't get that dropout. So it sounds like a natural amplifier. It's probably the biggest update to Megadeth's live sound since 2016, probably.
Wow.
So it's a pretty monster project, but now you hear the show and you have no idea that they're on amp sims or real amps.
Nice.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. So basically, I got to just do this as fast as possible. Hopefully by the time I'm done, I'll have everything finished, and anytime they pick a song, it's like, okay, no problem.
And so the show can run without you. Everything's the computer already set. Can anybody come and just play?
Yeah, usually the monitor engineer does this job. But as far
monitor engineer.
Yeah, Stein. But normally, as far as programming all the content, I don't know that anyone else here can do that.
Okay.
Which is why I'm here.
Gotcha.
They probably could. It's not, it's not above anyone's mental capacity. It's just that I have everything set up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's the plan. That's what I do here.
Cool. And how? Another question.
Yeah.
You have been doing jiu-jitsu now for a few. You took a few classes already.
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean a few classes? No, you took a few months. Right?
With you, yeah.
Right. But you trained before.
Correct. Yeah, off and on before. Yeah.
Why did you start jiu-jitsu?
Because I signed up for a Muay Thai class, and the Muay Thai I enjoyed, but then I thought, what are those guys doing over there?
Pajamas, right?
Yeah. What are the guys in the pajamas, pajama wrestling? What are they doing? So I got a gi and tried it out, and that was way more rewarding than Muay Thai for me, because it was like. If you ever wanted to go down the rabbit hole of like information, BJJ is that rabbit hole that never ends. You can keep learning, and I didn't feel that with Muay Thai. So that's why BJJ appealed to me, because the amount of information is infinite, it seems like. So
from me was I had one student once that did the same thing. He was taking Muay Thai class, and then he saw my class. he came to the class and says, "Oh, this is much cooler. People don't punch my face."
Right. Well, there's that side of it too. Sure. Yeah.
There's no punching.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
And then once I started realizing the amount of stress relief that comes with it, and managing stress, like when you're in a tough situation in BJJ, you learn to manage your thoughts. You know, like the other day I was telling you, like it's hard for me to not get excited or kind of freak out a little bit because I haven't been training much. But when you train all the time, you learn to manage your stress better. You know, like, okay, I'm getting choked here, but now I know what to do. And that's the same thing here. Like, great, I have a computer that's broken on the road 5 minutes before the show.
Oh, so you can relate to jiu-jitsu to your work and
Yeah,
somehow.
the stress that you feel in jiu-jitsu when training, when you're actually rolling, not just drilling, relates to real life more than anything else, I think. I mean, that's the big thing I got out of it. So.
That's perfect.
But I love it. And after...
How old are you?
43.
43, you're not a kid anymore. 43,
exactly.
still training. Yeah, because I think, do you think a lot of people don't try jiu-jitsu because they think it's too hard or they're gonna get hurt?
I think a lot of people are intimidated by all contact sports. A lot of them. And a lot of people picture just karate. You know, when they think of like going into a gym to train any kind of combat training, they think karate and Daniel LaRusso and things like that. And you tell them like BJJ, it's not all just like coming in doing somersault kicks and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people don't do it. I think it's lack of knowledge, really.
Yeah,
because
I think it's because they never had a chance to try it.
That's it. Yeah, 100%.
Once they try, oh man, that's not so bad.
They have preconceived ideas of what it is, right, versus what it actually is.
It's like when you have a food that you never tried before, you kind of hesitate to try it. You're like, man.
Sure.
Then you try, man, it's good.
And it's very intimidating for people that don't have the personality to be a bit extroverted. Like
for me was I thought jiu-jitsu was just a bunch of meatheads, try to prove something to each other,
Sure.
That's why it took me a while to take my first class.
Really?
Yeah, but then when I came for my first class, I look around and everybody, because I took a 6 a.m. class, everybody was all professionals.
Yeah, more professional in the morning, sure.
They were all professionals.
Yeah.
They were like doctors, lawyers, engineers, and all kind of work jobs there. And everybody looked normal.
Yeah.
I said, wow, man, these guys has no tattoos, no cauliflower ears. I mean, some of them had cauliflower ears, but that didn't change who they were.
Sure.
And that's why it attracted me the most. You know what? It's a good thing.
Yeah. And I found that I could train it longer than the Muay Thai stuff. I couldn't keep up with the contact stuff just because of my age. Yeah. I don't think so.
And do you take care of your diet or something? Do you have a specific diet or just eat normal, whatever? Because you're looking good fit, good shape.
I don't eat out much. I just make food at home. That's my thing. I have a budget of $30 every 2 weeks for restaurants.
For how much?
$30 every 2 weeks.
So you can go a lot from McDonald's.
I can go maybe
30 times from McDonald's.
Yeah, maybe once or twice every 2 weeks, but normally I eat at home. Yeah,
nice.
That's the biggest thing.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, it helps a lot, And I'm vegetarian for the most part, even though I sneak meat.
Another vegetarian. I think the vegetarians are conquering the world, because, in the bus, Kiko is kind of vegetarian. Dirk, vegan.
Yep.
Lomenzo, it's pescatarian.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Just eat fish and veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The only meat eater is me and Dave in the bus.
I come from a family of fatties, so it's easy for me to change my ways compared to how the rest of my family is.
Okay. All right, man, I won't take your time anymore.
No, it's good.
Work,
it's cool.
so
I enjoy talking, always.
Just in case you don't finish, you don't blame me. Oh,
I wouldn't do it anyway. I don't tattle. I ain't no rat.
Thanks so much, man.
Talk to you soon, Reggie. Let's do some more training soon.
Yes. There was Chris
Rakestraw.
You
got it.
Sound programmer, what's it called?
Playback engineer.
Playback engineer, Megadeth.
There you go.
As we say in Brazil, it's raining for K7. Cacete. Não. Cacete. And what to do in Mississippi on a rainy day right before show time. Let's see.
Like a keyboard one? What's that? Like a mini keyboard? Like a square? Yeah, like the real square one. So like
Nothing better than some NoGi BJJ.
Yeah, so